going to look at databases. So we're on to the last module, which is the level 2 module of databases. So first thing we're going to look at what is a database. So on the screen here is basically what a database looks like. It's a way of recording related information and then being able to search that information. So for example, when you come into the college and you enroll, you fill in an application form. That application form, all the information is put onto a database, and on that we'll record your name, your address, we'll record your previous school, any medical history, your next of kin. So therefore, when you become a student, if we need to find any information about you, we can type in your name and up will become all the related information. So we're going to learn how to set up a database, put in information and then search it. Now, an example is on the screen here. What this is a database of suppliers of tools and products, okay? So you need to think very carefully about what information you want to be on the database. So obviously, if it's a suppliers database, I need to know the name of the company. Obviously, if I'm going to get stuff from them, I need to know their address, what town that's in, what county that's in. I need a contact number, and then I want to know, are they going to offer me any discount if I buy from them, okay? So my database is, I start off, and what I do firstly is I set up, it's in like a table format. Down the way here, I have fields. So company name is a field. It tells me one bit information about the company. So it's one piece of information. Across the way, I have what's called records. And records are a combination of fields. So together, the company name, the address, the town, the county, the contact number, and if they offer a discount, is a record and tells me quite a bit of information about that particular supplier. Now down here I have what's called company ID, and what that is, it's an automatic number that's given to each piece of information, to each new record I add into the database. No two records will have the same ID, so it's a unique way for me to identify a company. So you can imagine if I had 1,000 of these records on my database, that if I went to record number 10, then I could find out that that belongs to Ace Fixings. If I went to record 100, I could find out. So to no two companies have the same number allocated to them. Now, when I have all my information in, and I know it's hard to see when I've only 10 records in, but if you imagine if I had 100 companies here, and I wanted to find out where's my closest supplier, I wanted to find out all the companies in Armagh, what I can do is set up what's called a query, and it's a way to search the database. So when I double click on the queries, and it's over here on the left hand side, what that brings me back then is just them that's in County Armagh. Now I've also set up a query for any that offer me a discount. So say I want to find a store that offers a discount. I double click on the discount query and it brings me back all of the people who offer me a discount. Okay. Now, what I'm going to show you in this first lesson is I'm going to show you how to set up the table where we're putting in all this information, and just how to lay it out properly and to enter in the information. So I'm going to start off and show you how to create a database from scratch. So you're going to your start button. You're looking for access. So it's this red one here. So access 2016. I click on it once. First thing I'm going to go to is blank database. So I'm going to create a blank desktop database. So I click on this once. Don't double click it, just click it once. First thing it asks me is, what do I want to call the database? So give the database a name so you know what information you're going to be storing it. So for this one here, I'm going to be calling it suppliers. Now I'm going to say and go to the end of the name and the wee yellow folder to choose where I'm saving it. So save it into your documents, obviously if you're at home, or if you're in the college, you would save it onto your hard drive. So save it into a meaningful folder. So suppliers and OK, and then click on create. Now, first thing you come into is your table screen, but as you can see, I have no titles along the top. So I'm going to go to what's called my design view, and I'm going to design the table so I can put the names across the top. So to do that, sorry, just move this video a wee bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to view. So this button we're going to be using quite a lot, so I'm going to the view button. And when I click on it, if you click on the arrow, you can click on design view, and then it comes up what do you want to save your table as. So the table name that I'm going to put on here is suppliers, and OK. Now what I've done is I've changed the look of, I'm now in the designing process. So it automatically put in field name ID and data type auto number. So that's automatically put in, and that is basically the unique identification. So if you leave that there, every time you add in a new record, it will automatically give it a new name, or a new number, sorry. So we leave that as it is. So I go to the next wee cell just below ID, and in there I type in what I want to be the first heading in my table. So in there I'm going to put in supplier name. Okay. Now data type allows me to tell it what kind of information I want to store in that particular field. So if I click on this wee arrow, it shows me all the different data types that it can store. I can have numbers, I can have currency, I can have dates, times, yes, no, and we'll come along with some of these as we continue to add in our headings. So I'm going to leave this as short text because it's text that I want to put in. Now, when I click on short text, down along the bottom here, it's hard to see, it says field size, and at the minute it says 255. So if I was putting in a company name, I wouldn't need to allow 255 characters, possibly would only need to allow, say, we'll put in about 50 characters. So that means I can type in no more than 50 letters, symbols, etc. in that there field. So my first field name is supplier's name. I'm then going to put in street. So what street are they on, or what's their sort of townland name? Again, I'm going to leave it short text and change it down to about 50 again. I want to know what town are they in. So I'm going town. I want to know what county that's in. I want to know if they're going to offer me a discount. And what else might I want to know? Well, that will do. Sorry, I'll put in a contact number. Okay. Now, so town, I'm going to leave it as short text again. And again, I'm going to limit the number of characters to about 30 for a town name. Now, county, I'll come back to that in a wee second. Discount, I want to know, do they offer me a discount? So they either do or they don't. So I'm going to go down and say yes or no. And basically what that does is give you a wee tick box. So you tick yes, they do, or no, they don't. Contact number, so that's like a mobile number or a contact number for them. Now, normally what you would be tempted to do is go for number. But what will happen if you choose number, every time all our numbers start with a 0. So when we put in a 0, the computer will automatically round that number off and remove the 0. So what we do, so it doesn't remove the 0, we leave it at short text, and we limit the number of characters to 11, which is what a mobile number would be. Now I'm going to go back to county. Now, what I can do for county, which is a big help if you were doing, say, about 1,000 different suppliers, is instead of having to type in the county like Armagh, Antrim, Fermanagh, whatever it is, what I can do is set up what's called a drop-down list. So instead of you having to type it in, you click on the arrow and you pick from the list. So I'm going to go, instead of short text, I'm going to look up wizard. I get a wee dialog box in the centre of the screen, and I'm going to type in that I will type in, so I click at the wee dot, I will type in the values. Next. Now in here I'm going to type in the different counties that I want to be able to pick from. So I've Antrim, Down, Armagh, Tyrone, Fermanagh, and you can add more if you want, okay? Click on next, and then click on finish. Now, short text still there. You think yourself it hasn't worked, but you will actually see how it has worked when we go to enter the data, okay? Now, so set up, they are going to be my main headings across the top of the table. So I'm going to go now to my table and start entering in the information. So I'm going to go to the view button. So back over to view, and this time I'm going to choose the data sheet view, and that allows me, it allows me to want to save, so yes. Now it's asked me to enter in the information. So I'm going to widen out these cells, and now what I want you to do is to look up 10 suppliers of whatever trade you are. So if you're a hair and beauty student, look up 10 suppliers of beauty products, put in their name, the street, the town, the county, put some of them offer you a discount, and put in their telephone number. If you are a sports student, you're going to look up, say, 10 different pieces or 10 different suppliers of sports equipment, put in their details, make sure they're in the UK somewhere. If you are music, put in 10 suppliers of music equipment. Health and social care, you could look up, say, 10 suppliers of PPE for like aprons and stuff that you might need. Trying to just think what other. Business studies, you could maybe look up 10 suppliers of office equipment. Okay, so what you're doing is you're putting in 10 suppliers, the street, the town, what county they're in, put in some offer you a discount, and put in a contact number. So if you could do that firstly, and then when you've that completed, then we will move on and I will send you out lesson 2. Okay, thank you.